Hello guys, Nigel here, Nigel's Modelling Bench, back with you, and I've got another kit review for you today. Well, going to look at a couple of kits but review one of them. I've had a delivery this morning from Dave Coleys, Dave Coleys Models Emporium. If you haven't seen his site, go take a look. He's got a massive range of very interesting stuff, a lot of it being Eastern European. So these are two kits I've been wanting that sold out on his site, and he's managed to get me them. One of them is apparently this was the last one they had, and it's this one on the top, and that is the An-22, which is a big old bird, and it's a 1/44 scale kit, and I thought I'd get it because I'd love to see it alongside the 124 and the 225 that I've got from Revell. But this one here is the kit we're going to review today. Oh, we've got a freebie. Your free promo gift from Dave Coleys. There we go. So nice little set of tweezers, which is very, very handy. Thank you, Dave. So we'll get rid of the box. And no doubt Jess will be down there chewing on that one in a minute. So basically here we got the A&A models, which I believe are part of Modelsvit, and lovely glossy box, as you can see. And this, I believe, is a reboxing of an old Eastern Express kit, but you can see it's made in Ukraine. Not quite sure the status of this company at the moment and where their factory is or anything, but this he ordered 14 apparently and got one. So this was the one, and luckily I had my name down and I was the first to get my name down. Apparently there's a few people after this at the moment, so if you see one on eBay you might want to snap it up. But this is the Ukrainian one in the Antonov colours and that, so that's really nice to see. And I would like to get the 72nd scale one as well, but that's just being greedy. But we'll have a very quick look inside the box. I'm not going to do a full review. I can't get the bloody box open. It says in there, paint and glue not included, but as I say, this is not going to be a full review. But there we go. But we can see, nice big manual, it's all in black and white, but very sort of Modelsvit-ish. And then we've got very, again, Modelsvit-ish. We've got all the plastic parts in a bag, all together, but all held tightly together so they don't all rattle around and everything. But nice strong box as well. But there we go, we can see we've got recessed detail. And you can see nothing like as big as a 124 or indeed a 225, but still a big old bird. So probably a little bit bigger than a C17, I guess. So there's the front of the fuselage. So it's going to be sort of this long. So yeah, it's about the same size as a C17. So there's that one. Where are the decals? I'm assuming they're going to be in here. Or were they in this bag? Yep, they're in there. So they're in there in a separate bag, but they look very nice indeed. So we'll have a good look at that one at a later date. But what I really wanted to look at today in this review was this one. And this is the VVA 14. And when I first saw this, I thought, nah, that's got to be like someone's dream or something. But no, it's actually an aircraft. It was actually produced. Initially flew in 1972. It's amphibious. It's a ground effect aircraft, which means it can fly very, very close to the sea or water as long as it's smooth, and use the ground effect to allow it to go very fast over surface. It's also vertical takeoff, but it will also fly normally like a normal aircraft at high altitude. They only ever made two. They made two prototypes, as I say. First flew in 1972, but my God, what an ugly thing it is, and what an amazing looking model it will make. Go take a look on Wikipedia or whatever online, but you can put it in as, it's a Bartini Beriev. You can put VVA 14 or BBA 14, and it will come up with the same things. So it's obviously a Soviet era aircraft in those normal white, grey with the blue stripe colours. So you can see it's got a 417mm wingspan, which is fairly lengthy, 380mm long and 188 parts. Lovely colour painting image on the front, and as they always say on these models, limited edition. Going around the side of the box, we can see here we've got the scheme here. So we've got the VVA 14 on tests, July 72 to May 73. I was 10 years old then. And then we've got VVA 14, same thing. So it's obviously in, I'm guessing that's going to be in Ukrainian or maybe Russian, I don't know. But this is the colouring on here, so you can see it's simply white and grey. I'm hoping it's got some nice recessed panel lines that we can pick up on and really make it look good. I am going to build this one. So we've got a box there, and then we've got pictures of the actual model itself, looking very, very strange with all its undercarriage and everything. Typical green wheels. Sticker there from Dave Coleys. There you go, Dave Coleys, emporium.co.uk. And yeah, very nice indeed. And then we've got on the end, we've got the cover logo the other way round. Once again, I can't get in this box, probably because I have no bloody fingernails. So once again, so this is actually a Modelsvit kit. So we've got a lovely, nice, not shiny paper manual, which is, believe it or not, fairly thick. It's got 12 pages, so we'll have a look at that in a second. And then in here, this is a properly full box, same sort of size box as the other one, properly full bag, and all separate bags inside the bag. And we can see we do have some very crisp looking moulding in here. Very, very nice indeed. And it looks like a big old aircraft actually. It was 72nd, I was just checking that it wasn't 48. Simple decal sheet, but you can see we've got instrument panels on that on there. So we'll have a look at all of that in just a second. But first of all, let's have a look through the manual and see what we've got here. So on the front, it's telling us all the information that's on the front of the box. It's got some history about the aircraft there. I'll hold it up to the camera so you can zoom in and have a read of that should you wish. There you go. So that's there, you can freeze frame and then you can read all that if you want to. So we've got colour callouts in typical Modelsvit style. It's all in Humbrol, so it's easy to cross-reference. If you have these are the old things that came with Model Airplane magazine. I think there's 5 of them. I think there's 4 of them. It says they're part 1 of 4 knives, that's the clue. But it gives you all the cross-references for all the different colours. They're fairly old now, so probably out of date. But you know, for the major colours, they're great. So we can see on here, we've got Humbrol 64. So we go on here, 62. So we've got page 2, Humbrol 64 is matte light grey. So that's going to be Mr. Colour, there is no match. Tamiya's XF19. Model Master, I'm guessing that is 1728. Life Colours UA113. You know, so that's the sort of thing you've got. And then you've got 33, which is obviously matte black. So there we go. So it's a nice nice thing to have if you can find them. So there we go. Model is short run technology and is designed for experienced modelers. They always say that because they're not, this isn't a Tamiya kit, this is not a shake and bake. It's going to need a bit of filler, it's going to need a bit of sanding, bit of fettling, bit of fiddling. It's going to have some flash stuff, so it's only to be expected. So we've got a lovely big readable sprue call out rather than the minuscule things we normally get where you can't read any numbers. So that's all very, very nice. And they see got great big floats here and a big belly there. And oh blimey, there's a lot to it, isn't there? Over the page. And then we're into doing the seats, and they look very, very complex indeed. Bloody hell, they look really, really good. They're like fighter seats. I can't think of the name. The KA-76 is it or something? K-76. But they're proper ejector seats. So very, very nice with belts and everything. So bit of painting, bit of a wash. They're going to look lovely. See, it also includes masks as well, so you get them all in one box. And then going over the page here, we're building more into the cockpit. So the cockpit, they've got sort of fore and aft seating arrangement there. Quite a large glazed cockpit there, so I think we're probably going to see a lot of this. And then we're adding the detail into the side of the cockpit there, and then putting the cockpit itself into the front fuselage halves. That's a colour call out there, we'll have a look at that in a minute. And then we're going to build up what looks like the main undercarriage bay, is that? It might be the nose gear bay, I'm not sure. And then you've got the upper part of the fuselage, so we're building the nose section, then we're going to build the centre section, then we're going to build what looks like the wing tips, or is that the tail planes? That's the tail planes by the look of it. And then we've got another gear bay there going in. So this is the nose gear bay, looking at it, and this is the main gear bay. And then going over the page, we're now into stage 14, so we're building up the wings. We've got our actuator covers there for our flaps. So that back there might have been vertical stabilizers, these are horizontal stabilizers, and then we've got jet exhaust going there, building up the main wheels, putting the engines together, building up the main pods. These look like the pods or the floats or something, Building up more gear here. That's all the gear. We built up the wheels. Now we're going to build up the gear. Then we're going to build up the little stabilizers that are going on the wings to stop it sort of falling over. Then we're going to bring it all together. So we've got the pods on the sides. We've got the nose going onto the main base with the undercarriage going in there. Adding the wings, adding the engines to the top. It's giving us all the angles here to set everything up at. So very, very nice. And then lots and lots of greeblies and antennas and undercarriage doors with little hinges and stuff going on them. And all nice diagrams there showing you how it all goes. So that's a nice touch indeed. And over the page, final one is adding the pitot tube onto the front and a couple of antennas onto the roof. You can see there what an ugly thing that is. Wow. But what an impressive model to have in your display cabinet. It's going to look amazing. So that's the instructions. Colour call outs here, double-sided. So we've got 19172, 19172. So these are basically, you've got one option. There were 2 aircraft. Maybe only one actually ever got to the stage of being painted and flying. Not sure. Check out your history. But we can see we've got the jet engines on the top there in grey, and then we've got this white on the top here. And they're calling up a satin white. And then you've got the green for the wheels. We've got an aluminium colour, and we've got a grey sea satin for the rest of the. We've got that sort of interesting V pattern on there, which is going to be great fun to mask around those engines, and that probably do that first and then pop the engines on the top. So yeah, very, very, look at it. It's weird, isn't it? Weird looking thing. So there we go. So let's have a look in the bag. So I love Modelsvit packaging. I know we sort of say that Airfix and Revell do it. They put everything in one bag and throw it in a box. But the way they do this with these great big reusable Ziploc bags are bloody brilliant. And it's all beautifully packaged. I've got a few Modelsvit kits and not one of them has got any damage whatsoever. So the decal's here in a lovely plastic bag, again, resealable. So you can see on there, very, very simple. We've got instrument data on there. We've got our red fin flashes there for the Soviet Union, and then the blue stripes. You may decide to paint those rather than use the decals. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 bags of plastic, and then 1 pair of loose sprues. This is Sprue A. But as you can see, as I said, it's a little bit flashy, tiny bit of flash on the edge of there. But again, you'll notice this Modelsvit thing, there are no ejector pin marks. Look at that. Nothing. No ejector pin marks whatsoever. And that looks like, what does that look like? Am I thinking Pilatus? You can sort of use that as a basis for a spaceship or something, couldn't you? Got an access door there. But we have got engraved panel lining. It's very fine. It's not very deep at all. It's going to pick up a wash nicely. But we'll try and do some nice fading and shading and stuff on here. So there we go. So that's all very nice. And then into the first bag, I'll just do these as they come. So typical Modelsvit, again, small sprues, no large sprues or anything. Small injection machines make for better quality parts. So we have in here, we have our clear parts, which look to be quite nice. I mean, Modelsvit clear parts aren't the best in the world, I'll be honest, but look quite nice. You've got a bit of distortion in that nose, obviously, because of the shape of it. Look at my finger behind. You can see we've got some distortion there, but on the whole, the clear parts are pretty nice. I mean, when you've painted it all and masked it up, you're not really going to see a lot of the distortion in there anyway, because most of that is going to be painted. But yeah, very nice indeed. And then on the back of there, we've got the die-cut masks ready. I've never built a Modelsvit kit yet, so I've yet to see what their masks and stuff are like. I should really get on and build a couple, shouldn't I? So going into here, this is going to be our nose section. So the glazing's going to fit. The glazing's going to fit on there. Cockpit floor. We've got a bulkhead there. Lower bulkhead by the look of it there. So again, no ejector pin marks. You've got lovely detail inside and nothing to worry about. You've got some yellow there. Obviously we're moulding yellow or something. It's got into the plastic. You can see on there. So that's that. And then we've got engines here, so we've got our exhausts there. We're going to glue them together and deal with the seams, but again, no ejector pin marks. We've got the intakes on the front, we've got the exhaust turbines there, some sort of panel there with some detail on and some pylons here. And we've got the smaller sprues, so that looks like instrument panel with rudder pedals. We've got some sort of division there, side panels for inside. You see those close up. All very nice. It's not as crisp and clean as the Border model Stuka stuff, or like, you know, your Tamiyas and stuff, but it's there, and it's the only game in town. So, and then we've got these lovely two little sprues here. K36 it was, the seat. So we've got two sprues there for the seats, and they're both identical. So you can see the nice crisp detail on there for a 72nd seat. They're going to look amazing with those belts all painted up and everything. And for what you're going to see of them, and there is some glazing there, but you're not really going to see. You're going to see in there. You don't need like an Edward set for it, or an Edward set. Sorry, some people get funny, but you're not going to need an Edward set for it. But what you've got is going to be ample to show. When you look through the window, you're going to see the belts and everything. And then we've got the jet engines here. Again, we've got no sinkage. We've got no ejector pin marks. No nothing. They're really nice, and there's crisp panel lining on there, which is all very nice indeed. So that's that bag there. So we're going to keep them together so it goes back the same as it came apart. Then we've got the main centre section in this bag. So again, as you can see, it's sensibly packaged with all these bags that are reusable. You've got Ziploc bags that I just roll them up, and then I can keep parts in them or whatever. So we've got some big bulkheads here. Almost looks like a model ship stand, doesn't it? Big bulkheads. We've got some panels there with some, I'm not sure if that's just a flash on the end or if that's supposed to be there. That sort of pivot pin, almost looks like a door. But that's all very nice. Going to add a lot of stiffness into the model itself. And then we've got a tiny little sprue here with antenna and gear door hinges and everything. Got the pitot tube on there as well. All very nicely done. Nice that it's all included. And then we've got this is the upper side, so that's where your jet engine is going to sit on there. You've got a hatch going in there. All pretty cool. And then this is going to be the bottom, and this is your main gear is going to come out of here. A little bit of sanding required there. A little bit of surface imperfection, a bit of damage to the mould by the look of it. A bit of clean up around there, but it's what you come to expect with these shorter run kits. So that's just going to go together. So you can see it's going to be quite a big old bird with the nose on there as well. It's a big old bird for 72nd scale. It's probably going to be nearly up there with a Vulcan size wise. So that's that bag dealt with. So we'll put that one up there with that one's bag. Then we've got, I'm running out of room here, we've got another bag here. This looks like all our control surfaces and everything, so this to one side. So we've got, I'm assuming this is going to be vertical and horizontal stabilizers. Little bit of a sink there, but I'm not going to worry about it because it runs down the panel line. So it actually won't look too bad, I don't think. It's not like a sink, it's kind of a step down. I don't know if I can catch it in the light. You can see it kind of steps down, so I think we'll get away with that, rather than it being a sink and then coming back up. So that's very nice. So we've got two identical ones of those. Excuse me. Sorry, they're not identical. They're O and F, so these are the other halves. So there we go. And they're marked for us left and right on there. And on there we have got, for some reason, AEB, and we've got AEB there. So if anybody's Ukrainian or Soviet background or whatever that means, if you could tell me, I'd be grateful. So this one here, we've got R and E. So I'm assuming that might be right and left. Top and bottom, not sure. But you can see this is the wing detail. And there is some lovely, for a 72nd scale kit, very nice engraved detail in there. No rivet detail at all, which you probably wouldn't see on a 72nd anyway. Very similar to the Airfix Lancaster, stuff like that. Very nice indeed. And then we've got the other wing halves there. Again, nice surface on there. Then we've got our main undercarriage. Nose wheel bay by the look of it. We've got some undercarriage legs and stuff. Wheels here, typical Russian looking wheels. Soviet looking wheels. They're going to look great in that lovely green colour. I love that colour. And then we've got the sprue here with the nose gear bay. Nose gear there, lovely detail on those wheels. And then nose gear leg, and then some more little hinges and stuff. And some actuators. You can see the detail on those wheels is very nice indeed. And then finally, this bag here we have, come on, this looks like some floats or something. So what do we have in here? We've got, these are like the floats or something. I think they had inflatable floats on them. But that's, yeah, that looks like the upper section that's going to go into the bottom of the fuselage, of the wing section or whatever. Or maybe that's going to go into there like that. No, we shall see when we build it, because it's such a weird thing. It's going to take a lot of working out. But as I say, we will be building this, because this is one I really want to see built, because it's so ugly. And then here we have finally some pylons and stuff. This looks like pylons for our stabilizer gear, wingtip gear, whatever. And then we've got some little pylons that are going to attach all that into the main fuselage of the aircraft. So there we are. You can see on there the detail. It's all there. You know, it's like I say, it's not Tamiya, it's not a border model, it's not Hasegawa. It's more like kind of Revell, really. But it's, as I say, it's the only game in town, and I love the fact that they managed to do all this with no ejector pin marks. No ejector, it looks like they don't use ejector pins in their tooling. Ejector pins do add another cost to the tooling, and also you have to have the actuators within the machine to operate them, because they come out and go back in. So they obviously just don't bother because they don't have them. And you can imagine if this was some other manufacturers, there'd be ejector pin marks in the back of these doors, there'd be an ejector pin mark there, there'd be in there, they'd be all over the place. But nothing, not even ejector tabs on the sprue. So if they can do it, why can't the other manufacturers? It's just wonderful, wonderful. So there we are. So that has been a review of this thing, which is the VVA 14 on test July 72 to May 73. So go check it out, even if you're not interested in the kit. Go have a look on YouTube. There are some videos about it. Really interesting stuff about it, actually. It's just such a weird concept. Whoever thought of it, I think if they'd have just dropped one of the features, it may have been a success. But to have an amphibious ground attack, vertical takeoff aircraft that's capable of high speed, high altitude, I mean, come on. You know, come on. So that's like the Mars bar that keeps getting bigger and doesn't make you fat, isn't it? Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.